Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to Cooperville Live. Weekend's here. It's sweaty AF. But that's what you get. Record high temperatures in the forecast for this weekend. Coming up next, all the hits. I'm just kidding. The hits are not coming up next. We're not knocking them down, non-stop and back-to-back. Fuck that. We're going to talk shit today. Glad you are here. Welcome to Cooperville Live, this show where that's what we do, is we talk shit and we talk to people. Pretty simple. It's the old KISS philosophy. Keep it simple, stupid. That's what we do. That's what we're going to do today. To you, happy Friday. You're probably wondering, it's hot as fuck outside. Why are you wearing a hoodie? Because it's like winter down here in the studio. We got the vents closed. It's just like, brr, cold. We're rocking that. That's what we're rocking underneath, though. Facebook Live on the Cooperville Live page. YouTube.com/Cooperville Live and Twitch. We're on Twitch. Cooperville Live on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Cooperville Live. And proudly brought to you by these fine sponsors. Cooperville Clothing. Oh, did we add some new stuff? Oh, but we did. Oh, look at that. Now that, my friends, needs to be in your closet. That is our new AR Grim blackout tee. We got it in white. We got it in black. Yes, indeedy. New stuff, man. We've been dropping new stuff like it's hot. Dropping new stuff like it's hot. Check out the American Paint Bomber jacket. We just added this today, too. Check that out. Ooh, it's so sexy. You won't need it today because it's 95 degrees and it feels like 100. But whenever you do, look at all this new stuff, man. New stuff, hitting it hard. CoopervilleClothing.com. Make sure you check it out. New hat, too. I think we did some new hats. Did. We're leaning to the weirdness on white. Not going to need this for a bit, but we do have the middle finger mic beanie, too. For you and you and you. Also brought to you by Captain Coop's Beard Company. That's my jam. That's for the bearded brothers and, well, hopefully brothers. Hopefully not sisters. But hey, if that's your thing, I'm cool with it. You do you. I'm down. Beard balms, beard butters, beard oils for all. And, of course, Captain Coop's gift cards as well. We have Father's Day coming up in just a couple of weekends. So if you have somebody who's got the gloriousness on their face, Captain Coop's gift cards electronically delivered, and then you can use them at your discretion. Also brought to you by MidwestMeals.com. 16 rotating, healthy, delicious meals. Plan your week out. Get your order in by midnight tonight, and they will ship them out to you on Monday. I mean, they got the deliciousness. Look at that. You can build your own. The turkey tacos are the jams. And if you just need bulk stuff, we do the bulk turkey. Fully cooked, ready to go. Throw it in a salad. Feed the dog with it. It's all good. I don't know if we can. We're not going to play it. We're not going to play it because we'd get shut down. But if you haven't checked out the new Tom McDonald video for Snowflakes, do your life a favor and go check it out. Hit up YouTube. Tom McDonald, Snowflakes, his latest single just dropped today. It's fire. It's fire. Yeah, go and check it out. It's the man just says it like it is. Just says it like it is. That's why he gets the hate. That's why he gets love, and that's why he gets the hate, because the man says it like it is. You're not supposed to do that these days, but he does. So check out Tom McDonald Snowflakes. I think it was like number 1 on iTunes today. I mean, that shit's crazy. That is crazy. Love it, though. Great tune. Hopefully we'll get Tom McDonald on the show one day. I'm sure we'd have lots that we could discuss. Sorry, I'm just trying to get comfortable. We spent some time outside today. kind of sweaty, and you come down to the ice box and you're like, shit. With the hoodie on, just not feeling it. Captain Cooperville clothing right there, by the way. That's that middle finger mic. Zoom in close. Got some dog hair on there, but that's okay. Lots going on today. No guests on the program. Joe, what's up? Now it's your Friday, right? Now your Friday is your Friday. Until next week when Thursday is your Friday. Right? I think that's right. Seems to make sense to me. But no guests today, so we're just going to talk some shit about all the shit. Hot as shit out. It's toasty. That's for sure. We got 95 degrees right now. 95 degrees at 5:06 Central Time. She toasty warm. Toasty in the crotch, as the kids say. The kids don't say that. I'm just making that up. But yeah, so we're just going to talk about all the things. We talked about Tom McDonald asking the question, do snowflakes melt in this kind of heat? I think they do. Joe's ready for fall. It's 4th day of June. It's not even spring or summer yet, is it? I don't think it's technically summer yet, which we just talked about, Joe. We just talked about this the other day when we were like, well, there's some snow in the forecast. Well, technically, it is not quite summer just yet. So, take what we can get. Where do we want to start? Let's start light. Let's start light today. I'm a huge, I was an 80s kid, not 80s kid. I mean, I was a kid in the 80s, but like all the June 20th, thank you. Joe knows, man. Joe knows. Hashtag Joe knows. That's a new hashtag. So as an 80s child, all the great movies of the 80s, like I was like complete nerd over. Back to the Future, all three of them, the original still the best. Top Gun, and Indiana Jones. Day after your birthday. Happy early birthday, Joe. All those great 80s movies. Big Trouble in Little China. Jack Burton. Yeah. So Indiana Jones was a fave. The first three. Last Crusade. Now I'm forgetting all of them. Raiders of the Lost Ark, Last Crusade, and Temple of Doom. Okay, there we go. The first three. And then there was a fourth that came out, Crystal Skull, Gray Skull. No, Gray Skull was He-Man. So that one came out, and I was like, There's like Shia LaBeouf was in it. It was weird. And Harrison Ford used to be the shit, obviously, with the whole Star Wars thing as Han Solo and then Indiana Jones. And I mean, just dude was like wrecking things in the 80s and then the 90s. But even if you saw him in Star Wars, the latest, not the latest Star Wars, but the 2 Star Wars ago, Star Wars 8, you're like, really super cool. They brought him back for that. And I don't want to say a fitting ending to his arc in the Star Wars movies, but you're like, yeah, it makes sense. It looked like it was a little bit of a struggle at times. But now I read Indiana Jones 5 is happening 13 years after he last graced our screen, which would have been when the Crystal Skull one came out. This from The Independent. Filming is set to begin in the UK next week for the 5th installment of the long-running franchise about a swashbuckling archaeologist. As reported by Deadline, the production that is still known by the working title Indiana Jones 5 will film in Pinewood Studios and various other locations around Britain. Harrison Ford returns as Indiana Jones after making his debut as the character in 1981's Raiders of the Lost Ark, a prequel to Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, followed by the 1989 sequel, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Kingdom of the Gray Skull. That's what it was. Kingdom of the Gray Skull. What came out in 2008. While we still don't know where the 5th film will take Jones or what the official title will be, there is still plenty of information to whet fans' appetites. Here's what we know. Disney acquired the franchise when they took control of Lucasfilm in 2012. Have announced the 5th Indiana Jones film will be released on Thursday, the 20th of July, 2022. While Disney is hoping to catch that enough cinemas are open by next summer to give the film a full theatrical release, it's highly likely they will first chance to see Indiana Jones 5 on home streaming will come via their own Disney Plus service. So expect that to become a thing. This movie's straight to on demand. If you have Disney Plus, you can watch it. If you don't, probably can pay for it and watch it at home. Obviously, Harrison Ford is back. After directing each of the first 4 installments of the series, Steven Spielberg will hand the reins for the 5th film to James Mangold. Mangold, best known for the 1999 psychological thriller Girl Interrupted and the 2005 Johnny Cash biopic Walk the Line, which I did like that movie, and 2017's Wolverine-focused X-Men movie Logan. John Williams, who wrote the themes of franchise's iconic theme song, is returning as the composer. So, Indiana Jones 5 is happening. Filming begins next week, and it will be released in July of 2022. So you have to wait a year, but it's coming. I loved the first 3. I did. Like, they say when human beings aren't feeling like they're sad or they're sick or they're just not feeling themselves. Not feeling themselves. Feeling like themselves better. See how one word makes a difference? They resort to, or we as human beings resort to watching movies that we know. It puts us in like this state of comfort. Like we still enjoy them, but we know how they're going to go. And we kind of get to actually like detach by watching old movies. So I will do that from time and time again. I'll be like, oh, it'll pop up on Netflix, whenever it's on there. And it'll be like, oh, yeah, I'll watch Temple of Doom or Raiders of the Lost Ark or Last Crusade. I'll pop that stuff on. Feel good for a couple hours. Yeah, it's all good. Because of that long gap, 19 years? 19 years between Last Crusade and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, you kind of get like, whatever. You understand that characters age, but when they were a part of your childhood, they don't age. They stay in that. Indiana Jones is still the made archaeology like this badass thing to do. Like, well, you're an archaeologist during the week, and on the weekends you go and find the lost Ark or the Holy Grail. Just random stuff. Don't get your heart ripped out. Those kind of things. You're like, this is badass. But as he starts to not be able to pull off some of those stunts, you're like, okay. If this was in real life, like, dude's like, I'm just going to take the 10% of the plunder I've gained over the last 30 years, and I'm just going to call it good. Yeah. Maybe train a new generation of archaeologists who like to also fight the evils of the world, but fall in love with the damsels. Though they never really damsels in Indiana Jones. You realize that? They were always pretty much, besides Temple of Doom, they're all pretty powerful women as co-stars in the movie. They were pretty strong, but no, Indiana Jones 5 is happening. So, and luckily for you, if you don't want to go out to the movie theaters, you don't have to, because it's coming right to Disney Plus. If you still want to give Disney Plus your money, that's where my hesitancy will come in, because I'll be like, you bastards, not you guys again, Oh, what else is going on in the world? Here we go. This is interesting. Oh, woke culture. This comes from the Daily Wire. A county in North Carolina is banning Coca-Cola machines in response to the company's left-wing political agenda, saying they're going to fight back in the culture war. Here we go. Let the games begin. Comment at will. Quote, the left wing in America, they defunded, they boycotted, they canceled, they tear down statues, all sorts of egregious actions. Eddie Harris, Surrey County Commissioner, said the expectation from them is that the opposing political side will cower into the corner, and we're supposed to accept that, and that's supposed to be okay, and it's not okay. The county commissioner voted 3-2 in favor of banning Coca-Cola vending machines in the county-owned buildings after the company criticized the state of Georgia for passing voter integrity laws aimed at securing elections. Harris sent a letter to the county official county letterhead to James Quincy, CEO of Coca-Cola, saying the company's position was wrong on many levels. So, there's a county in South Carolina that is banning Coca-Cola machines as a FU to Coca-Cola for getting involved in this political woke agenda. Kudos. Kudos. You know why it's kudos that there's no Coke vending machines? A, it's overpriced. You ever buy like a fucking soda these days? I haven't in years out of a vending machine. Prices are ridiculous. So there's that. And chances are, if you're getting Coke out of a vending machine, you probably don't have any Jack Daniels to go with it. So it's okay. That's like the line. Like, you can't really order a Coke and Pepsi, can you? Or a Jack and Pepsi? Like, can you? I don't think it's a thing. Jack and Cola, I think, is the official thing because they haven't officially partnered because Coke is like, no. We don't want to associate ourselves with whiskey, yet I've never seen a breakdown, but I'm sure it's a lot of money that gets spent by bars and restaurants and off sale selling a 2-liter bottle of Coke and a bottle of Jack. We just don't want to. We're a family company. Fuck off. You take the Coke and you pour the whiskey and you pour the Coke and it's over ice and you drink it and you feel good. That's how you do it. But kudos to the county in South Carolina banning Coke vending machines over leftism, right? I mean, people got to take some sort of stance at some point, don't you? Like, there's things that are just, it's tough to boycott. You know, we talked about the Disney Plus thing with the whole Gina Carano bullshit. But it's tough. It's tough when you realize, like, Disney fucking owns everything. ESPN, ABC, Lucasfilm, and then a bunch more. They own everything. It's like, what are you willing to give up? Like, oh, you know, I really like fucking Star Wars, and I like Marvel, and I like, you know, the Marvel franchise. I got a kid. It's kind of getting out of the cartoon stuff, but it's like, come on. Dad, why don't we have Disney Plus? Because they're a bunch of assholes. That's why we don't have it. I just wanted to watch Nemo. I think Nemo's not. I don't know if Nemo's on there. Whatever. Coke, the same thing. Like, even if you resort to buying, like, generic cola, chances are Coca-Cola probably owns that cola company. Right? You're like, wait a minute. Hold up, wait a minute. Hold up, wait a minute. It's weird, though. Gotta pick and choose, man. You gotta pick and choose your battles. But I guess starting with vending machines, that's a way to go. What else is going on in the world? Have you seen the video? Have you seen the fucking video of the girl that pushed the bear over the wall to help protect the dogs? The video's gone viral, and I've watched it a couple times. This comes from Daily Mail, and I didn't know this because you don't really get a good look at her like face to be able to say, oh, that girl is this age. She's fucking 17 years old and pushed a giant bear that was climbing over the wall to attack the dogs. Came up just like fucking all bright, just pushed that fucking bear right back over the wall. I'm like, yes. 17 years old. The girl 17 who went viral for pushing a bear to protect her pets admits she was not in her right mind when she charged towards the predator as experts say the teen is lucky she wasn't mauled to death. Haley Morinako fought off the giant bear that appeared in the backyard of her home. Surveillance video of the encounter went viral after it was shared on TikTok earlier this week. In an interview with Good Morning America on Wednesday, she admitted she was not in her right mind to charge at the bear, said she only did so in order to protect her 4 dogs who were being eyed off by the hungry predator. The smallest dog serves as her mom's emotional support animal, and the teen said her family would have been devastated if the dog was killed. She sustained a sprained finger after beating the bear away from her pooches. Animal experts have weighed in, and they said it could have resulted in death. California teenager, right? Not living in fear of anything. Like, that chick shouldn't be afraid to do it. Like, she can do whatever the hell she wants. So she should be fearless. Like, oh, there's a bear in the backyard. I got it. For real? If you haven't seen the video, look it up. Teen fights off bear to save her dogs. It's just wild. I do love the fact that animal experts have to weigh in. Like, you see this badass video, and you've seen stuff, or maybe not seen stuff necessarily, but you've heard stories about, like, people fighting off mountain lions. They'll be out hiking somewhere out west or out in California and down in Texas, and they're fighting off mountain lions. You're like, well, you shouldn't do that. What the fuck? Like, if a mountain lion's coming at you, you have 2 choices, because you're not going to outrun it. Stand and fight and die. This gal just, the backyard is kind of like got a concrete fence around it. Probably 4 feet high, 5 feet high maybe. Probably 4, because she was swinging over top of it. And you see the fucking dogs just running back and forth like around. They're like freaking out. And you see this bear, giant bear, poking his head over and starting to crawl over the wall. And the dogs are like, and the bear's like, fuck you. And then you see this chick just come flying into the picture, like pushing the dogs out of the way, and goes right after the bear. It is like, bam. And you're like, oh shit. Like, would I be able to do that? Would you be able to do that if you saw a bear coming into your property? Attacking your beloved animals? Be like, hang on. Like, you probably, if you're a 2A, you're going for the weapon, at least to scare it off. This girl's obviously from California, probably doesn't own a firearm. I know that's an assumption, and an assumption makes an ass out of you and me. I've got it, I've heard it, but my guess is probably didn't have a weapon in the household, in the compound. So she just went bare knuckles, pop, with a bear. And how was your day? Right? Like, that story, she holds that story forever. 17, so when I'm sure she's dating, but when she starts, like, getting out there, like, going on dates, like fucking Tinder dates with creepy dudes, she's going to be like, I'm like, so, like, what's your story? Well, I fought off a bear one time. Oh, well. That's badass. Like, badass of the year. And I love dogs. But yeah, like she said, I wasn't in my right mind. Because normally humans have the fight or flight thing, right? Like, you go, oh shit. That's why when you walk through the woods and a deer hears you walking, they fucking run because they're like scared. Humans have the same thing, fight or flight. You're like, your instinct is to run away. And she's like, nope, charging the bear. Saving the dogs, charging the bear, risking life and limb for these animals. That's a tough chick. Legit. Like, kudos to her. Somebody get her out of California. Get her somewhere a little more better fit, better suited. Put her in, like, Utah. Yeah? more of just rugged. Montana. Like, yeah, fucking Montana. Fighting shit off. I'd love it. Cool stuff. Why is Florida the best state ever? Now, I know, Joe, you don't like the weather. I know. It's hot here. It's hot there. Hotter there. But I've said this before on the program. They have perhaps the greatest governor in history of governors. And that's saying something. So Ron DeSantis, this story comes from Daily Wire. Florida Republican Governor Ron DeSantis slammed the NCAA during a Fox News interview on Tuesday night that highlighted a bill that DeSantis signed earlier in the day that protected girls' sports in the state. I think as these bills, he says, going through various legislatures, I remember the NCAA put out a statement saying that any state that enacts this, we're not going to hold events there. DeSantis said, and so I called the Speaker of the House in Florida and I said, did you hear what they said? And he's like, yeah. And I said, we definitely got to get this done then. Boom. Pow. Boom, pow. So what they signed is basically that trans women can't compete in girls' sports. So if you have a dude that is transitioning and or now a girl, they can't play like girls' track and field or girls' basketball, protecting the integrity of women's sports. Fucking kudos. The NCAA put out a statement saying that any state that enacts this type of legislation, we will not hold our events there. And DeSantis said, fuck you then, don't come. You can't be cowered by these organizations or particularly by woke corporations from doing the right thing. And so my view was throughout this whole time, we have to protect our girls. It is discriminatory to force them to compete against biological males. So if the price is a price of having a tournament, that is, I have to deny equal opportunity to hundreds of thousands of young girls and women athletes throughout Florida, I am much more willing to stand with the girls and to hell with these events. Ron DeSantis for president. This isn't about do you. Whatever makes you happy, be happy. That's the American dream. Be happy. Just be you. Be happy. Simple. Simple little quiz. Be happy. But there was a story, and I didn't pull it up. I didn't have time to pull it up before the show, about a biological male who was competing in female MMA and had literally crushed the skulls of multiple opponents. Multiple opponents. Crushed their fucking skulls. Did you see that on the news? No, you didn't see that on the news, but it's a true fucking story. You got girls competing for scholarships, high school, getting into college, competing for scholarships in all sports. Could lose out on scholarships to play female sports in college. And he's like, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to allow that to be a thing. And people are like who, like, there's the upset crowd about this. Like, no, be happy, be you, like, do you. That's awesome. Fucking A. What did Sean Whalen say? If you want to identify as a milkshake on Friday, fucking go for it. Do you, be happy. I'm all for it. But when you hear these stories, girls losing out on scholarships and worse, getting skulls crushed in, which like, it's just the price. It's just the price we got to pay. No, it's not. Kudos to Ron DeSantis and the state of Florida and the Gulf of Mexico, because it's fucking beautiful there. Take me home. I'm kidding. Kind of, sort of kidding. What else we got going on? The Olympics are coming up. Anybody notice that? Here's what I did notice. We don't have like live TV, but we were watching some series on like Hulu. So it wasn't live. It was just like a streaming a show. It was an NBC show. And they were running promos for other stuff. And I was like, it's weird. It seems like every year that the Olympics happen, the symbol, the NBC symbol, they always put like the American flag on it, like an overlay of the American flag on the NBC logo. And they haven't done it. Usually it's like the whole year. Like they'll start promoting the Olympics wherever they're being held in like February. And then they change their graphic, their logo, like this thing over here. They put an overlay of the American flag because it's like Team USA. Like, watch Team USA compete. Bruh. How many Olympic gold medals? Right? Michael Phelps. I think he's done, right? I think he's done. They didn't do that. I noticed that the other day. I was like, huh. Weird. Perhaps bowing to the woke culture is NBC. Again, just streaming a series, man. But 10,000 Tokyo Olympic volunteers have quit with the games closing in. Tens of thousands of volunteers, is according to CNN. Watch the spin on this story. Thousands of volunteer workers have pulled out of the Tokyo 2020 Olympics in recent weeks. They're still calling it the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, even though it's 2021. Like we're not going to notice because we're dumb. Organizers say feeling concerns that Japan might not be ready to host the rescheduled games as the country struggles to rein in a new wave of COVID-19 cases. Right. About 10,000 of 80,000 registered volunteers supporting the athletic events had quit as of Wednesday, according to Tokyo 2020 Organizing Committee officials. The chief executive of the organizing committee told Japanese media he does not believe the volunteer withdrawals will impact the operation of the games, which were postponed last year due to the pandemic and then rescheduled to start on July 23rd. Volunteers are an instrumental part of the Summer Olympics. They help staff operate Olympic facilities and venues, assist spectators and athletes. So if more continue to drop out, it could pose additional difficulties for organizers. However, no foreign spectators are allowed into Japan for the games, so organizers may not need as many volunteers as host cities have in years past. Which is another kind of bullshit thing, right? Now, I'm putting you in this place, pushing you in this state of mind. You're a parent of an Olympic athlete. An Olympic athlete. If you are an Olympic athlete, you're not just like, I went to school and then I did stuff and now I'm in the Olympics. No, like you fucking don't go to school. You have like a tutors and then you have like specialized classes and you go to camps and you have specialized trainers and then you go to like Team USA camps and it all costs a shit ton of money. And you've invested all this because your child has what it takes to make Team USA. Once in a lifetime, unless you're Michael Phelps and others, like once in a lifetime opportunity to join Team USA and go and represent your country in the Olympics. Now, you're the parent, and now you can't go. What if I wear my protective mask? Fauci said that's bullshit. No foreign spectators are allowed. And it makes me wonder, in this whole bullshit that's going on, how much longer do you think the Olympic Games have? How on earth, please note my sarcasm, how on earth are we supposed to all unite behind Team USA? Oh, the audacity. Though woke will never stand for having the American flag overlay on the NBC logo. How dare they? But how long before the cries for the exodus of the Olympics comes into the narrative? Do you see what I'm getting at? Like, how long until they're like, It's a lot of nationalism here. Like, we're really all like, go USA. Like, we're not really being equal to everybody in the world. Like, wait, what? You feel like that could become a thing, right? Like, you feel, and you got to also feel that it would be totally a United States of America, like, outcry of like, we're not going to do the Olympics because the Olympics are all about being a part of where it's global. Something to think about. It's all right. Watch Miracle on Ice. Have a ice cold Budweiser. No, you can't have Budweiser anymore. You can. I'm not here to tell you what to do and what not to do. But apparently, I was reading a story today that Budweiser was offering free beer on the 4th of July to those. I think it might have just been in St. Louis or in Missouri. But a free beer to those who were getting vaccinated. Incentivizing you with a free, icy, cold Budweiser. If you get the vaccine. Oh, and Uber and Lyft will take you there for free. How have we not quite all picked up on this yet? Incentivizing something with question marks to it. Angry face, Joe. I'm with you, man. Angry face. This is a more confused face. How have we not quite gone, this is really strange. This is really strange. Well, we're just trying to get back to normal. Nothing about what is happening right now is normal. Nothing. Nothing. And the Fauci thing, the Fauci email leak thing, if you're not abreast to that situation, man, all those people, all the sheep following along going, well, Fauci said this, and then he said that. Well, it's okay because the pandemic, we're just learning about stuff. Dude's been studying coronavirus for like 30 years. Wasn't learning shit. New shit. The emails. Freedom of Information Act. Emails coming out. So, like, masks don't really help. Like, masks help if you are infected to protect others, but, like, they don't really do anything. Sad effect. Tony. I cannot wait for Dr. J to be on the show on Monday. Woo! It's going to be a blast. Well, no, there is some signs that it may have been manufactured in a lab. We got to do some more research. China's doing a great job. Yeah, they're doing that's a fucking bang up job over there. Doing good. Yeah. The Communist Party of China doing a great job covering things up. Tony, buddy. And people are still, I'm reading all these articles. Expert warns Fauci in January of 2020 that coronavirus potentially looked engineered and had unusual features for something that was supposedly transferred from animal to human. It's unusual. Kind of looks like it was maybe potentially manufactured or altered. It's weird. And masks, they don't really help at all. And now it's coming like, oh no, it's just all being misconstrued. When you read something that's supposedly never supposed to see the light of day, they had a different tone about it. You got Biden coming in like, no, we still trust Tony Fauci. I think that's his name. Rick Fauci. Reminds me of I'm saying he can't keep it on the point. It's all being misconstrued. You know what I meant to say was I didn't even know. Did we give some money to them? No, we gave some money to somebody else and they gave the money to them, so it's different. Meanwhile, all your family and friends are going, that makes sense. Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, Dude, shoot me up. Shoot me. Booster shots? I like a booster shot. You want, if you watch TV, and I used to, before I realized that there's a better way. It's like I used to be in radio, and then I realized there's a better way. You know, they run those commercials, right? Like if you or someone you know, someone you love, has ever had mesothelioma, asbestos, ever had some bad medical netting inserted into their body, you may be liable, or you may be able to receive some reward. Do you not have the foresight to see that that is going to be running? Like, it almost wants me to get my fake law degree, like all those people who run those ads on TV have. Okay, maybe they're legit lawyers, but they certainly don't. I don't know. Where'd you get your law degree? CVS. It was on aisle 3. Just picked it up. I was a pharmacist. Now I'm a lawyer. But you can just see it happening at some point in the future. It may not be next year. It may not be in 5 years, 10 years, 20. But at some point, you're going to see ads. Probably not on TV, because that won't be a thing anymore. They'll just download it into your brain like, oh, look, an ad. But you're going to see that shit on TV or whatever, on your phone, your Google glasses, whatever. You're going to see that shit pop up. If you or someone you love had the COVID-19 vaccination, you may be eligible? Really? I have my list of people. I'm like, oh, let me just see. Yeah, I got like 45 of them. Send me the check. Send me the check. Hey, Nick. COVID-19 virus particle size is 125 nanometers. 0.125 microns. The range is 0.06 microns to 0.14 microns of what masks protect. So, no, they don't help. That's what Fauci said in his email. It's like, yeah, they don't help. And yet, here y'all were. Not y'all. Love y'all. Here they were. They all were. This is going to save my life. At one point, I was just going to try to do one of these things and see if I could get away with it. But I still couldn't get into Menards. So, it's okay. Lumber's too fucking expensive anyway. My buddy Austin Bishop, who was on the show earlier this week, Austin Bishop, check him out. He's got a show this weekend. He's down in, he's not in Chicago yet. He's in Chicago next weekend, I think. But he posted a picture. He was driving by a truck, a flatbed semi-truck, and it was filled with lumber. And he's like, dude's got a fucking retirement plan. I'm like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. People used to hijack things like, bank trucks, armored vehicles. It was a heist. Now dudes are just like, wait for that guy to get off at the truck stop and take some fucking lumber. This is where we're at, people. This is what we've come to. And yet, the really loud minority of people, the sheeple, we the sheeple. Ooh, that's a shirt idea. Write it down. We the sheeple are still just like, I'm just gonna go along with it, man. I just want to get back to normal, man. Just want to get back to normal. I present to you, there is no normal. There likely may not be a normal. Normal may be a thing of the past, a thing that we look on, like the old days, like people like even my age. Remember the old days when we only had like 3 channels on TV, and we went outside and we did things until the light came on, all that shit, like the old day stuff. Like that's what normal is going to be. Like remember back in the day, before they put the giant wall up. I'm not saying. I'm not even throwing ideas out there. I'm just saying. Put that wall up. and you get that chick that fought the bear off. I want her on my side. Like, crazy, girl. Crazy. Fighting bears and shit. But if you have to find your tribe, safety first. Safety first. We just don't need guns. Okay. Tell that to the bear. Thanks, Mom. Hi, Mom. My mom's on the show. Hi, Mom. Good to see you. Thanks for liking the stream. Facebook has announced that they will keep former President Donald Trump's suspension from Facebook in effect for what will be a total of 2 years. Now, why is that interesting? Facebook says it will only reinstate if the risk to public safety has receded. The risk to public safety. Do you feel at risk? Do you feel the public safety is at risk? Because the former president is not allowed on one of the biggest platforms in the world? I digress. So anyway, here's the thought process behind this. So you banned Donald Trump for 2 years. Total 2 years. I think it's like 2023. He'll be able to get back on. January of 2023. Now, rumors and speculation, and a pretty well, not even well-educated guess, but pretty sure Trump's running in 2024. Right? Like, pretty sure. Like, if I was a betting man, I would say Trump DeSantis 2024. That's what I would say. I also saw something that Mike Pence is trying to start put the feelers out there for a 2024 run. I'm like, Mike fucking Pence? Dude couldn't win a thumb war. No. I digress. But Trump DeSantis 2024. So the reason that Facebook says, no, 2 years. Now all of a sudden you've got this you're limiting the build-up possibility of conversations about the possibility of a 2024 run. It's interesting. Twitter, I believe, has held fast to their permanent ban. Who is controlling whom, I wonder? Though President Trump did have a great response to it. He said, I guess Zuckerberg will not get an invite to the White House when I'm back. So, I mean, that's I miss that shit. I miss oh my God, I can't believe he fucking said that out loud. Not out loud, but I can't believe he tweeted that at 4:30 in the morning. Just some random craziness. Oh my gosh, this person is running the free world. It was amazing. Mean tweets make me feel bad. How are we looking now? I find this to be perhaps an interesting caveat on top of how do you like it now? How are we looking now? That's my buddy Bill Michaels' line. I'm just borrowing it, Bill. Just borrowing it for a second. Give it back. Global food prices surge to record highs in the past decade as inflation around the planet skyrockets. This from the fine folks at CNN Business. Highest level in a decade. Global food prices rose for the 12th month in a row in May, up nearly 40% over a year ago, according to the United Nations Food Price Index. Last month was also the sharpest monthly rise in average food prices in over a decade, spiking 4.8% from April to May. How are we looking now? Mean tweets hurt my feelings. Okay. The great thing about when you get like super hungry, like in the point of starvation, like emotion kind of gets taken out of it. Like you're too weak to even have feelings. Like, oh, I really would like some tofu. It's so expensive. You see? Wouldn't be so bad. What would you bitch about? Like, oh, man. Should have started that garden. Garden's looking great, by the way, babe. Feeling good about my peppers. What is it? Wicked roasted salsa? Wicked roasted salsa. Something along those lines. How many months ago? I think 2 months ago, maybe less than that, maybe a month and a half. I was like, just start paying attention to what you're paying for shit. Gas prices, where we at a 7-year high? Yeah, they look good. Garden's looking good. You got to prepare. Planted your scorpions yesterday. Attaboy, Joe. Gas prices nearing record highs. The average gas price, I shouldn't say that because they've been higher, but the nationwide average is the highest it's been in 14 years. I think it was 14 years, to correct myself. Food prices, highest level in a decade. Besides those two things, I mean, really, like, life's good, right? Like, it's cool. Besides, like, you know, food that you need to survive, and gas, which you need to, A, get the food from A to B, and also to get from A to B yourself, to fly anywhere, Besides those two things, I think we're doing pretty good. He oozed with sarcasm. Ooh, third person. Nice. That's a nice addition. I like that. As I've said, as we've stated on the show, watchful eyes. Preparation. Careful what you watch. Careful what you listen to. Be careful who you let influence you. Myself included. Don't fight off a fucking bear. Unless you have to. But following the crowd doesn't always prove to be the wisest decision when it comes to, life and death. Starvation or survival. You will just follow along. Again, just be observant. Be observant, be diligent, and fight bears, you crazy sons of bitches. Fight them. I've said that before when I first started running, and I really got into running. It's great, like running out in nature, seeing wildlife, deer and fucking rabbits, and my buddy was like, "What happens if you run into a bear?" I'm like, "Oh, fucking rustle that bear." It's in me. I just don't know. Like in the moment, I may have some questions. How much gas do I have left in the tank? Take on this grizzly. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. If you're up here in the States, in the northern part of the country where it's hot AF, stay hydrated, but get some vitamin D. Get out and enjoy it, because before you know it's going to be 35 below zero. And it's tough to find happiness in that. Joe, I know you're looking forward to the fall, man, but soak it up while we got it. It's only looks like the weekend, and then we're back in like the 80s coming up next week. So summertime and the living's easy, as they like to say. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Go have yourself a cocktail. Enjoy the weekend. Find some water. Go to the beach. Live your life. That's the most important part. Do what fucking makes you happy. Hit the links. Let's go. Don't forget, coming up on Monday, Dr. Jay LaGuardia is back on the show. We're talking Fauci and we're talking UFOs because the documents have been released. And now we know they're out there. We come in peace. Take me to your leader. Y'all have a great weekend as well. Thanks for watching. Catch you back here on Monday. Stay cool, y'all.